Hi, it's Natalie here, and today I want to talk about perfectionism paralysis and what to do about it. It's probably the one thing that's actually holding you back in your business. It's keeping you from making the progress that you would like to make. So today I'm going to show you my two-step process for actually beating perfectionism so you can overcome it, move past it, and start making massive action in your business that actually leads to true progress. Before we get into this video, I did want to let you know that I actually have a full complete training on how to use Instagram to actually get clients on a consistent basis. And I break down the 4 different principles that you need to know and how to use them so that you're able to get clients month after month. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead below to the description and I've got the link where you can watch that full training video for free. All right, so let's get into this video today about how to beat perfectionism. Oftentimes we really think that perfectionism is a good thing. And I used to think that my perfectionism bent was a great skill that I had that made sure that I was super professional, made sure that I got good grades back when I was in school, and just basically overall put me at a position where I had to succeed, right? And I thought that perfectionism was the cause of that. Then I got into business and I realized it was a very destructive habit that I needed to break. So I actually want to tell you a story just really quick about once I realized that my perfectionism was actually the root of all my problems whenever I started my business. I remember I had the toughest time trying to get clients at all. I got a client here and there, but I really wasn't, my business wasn't really taking off. And I remember seeing an ad, right, of this guy. He was a business guy. He was talking about how to attract clients. And I was like, yo, this dude has a misspelled word on his ad here. Can he not proofread this thing? How could he put this thing out there and there's a misspelled word on here, right? I was one of those people that probably would have triple checked or quadruple checked the thing, right, before actually putting it out there. That's problematic, all right? I thought that he was the problem. Meanwhile, I was actually the problem. And here I was judging this guy that makes $30 million a year from his business. And here I am, and I made probably $2,000 to $3,000 at the time from my business. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't grow. It's because of perfectionism. So I'm going to show you how to reframe perfectionism in your mind, right? So that you'll stop getting tripped up on this. You'll stop having that paralysis by analysis and what to actually do instead and how to get rid of this habit and reverse it so that you'll make more progress in your business much faster. So first I want you to think about what is at the root of why you feel like you have to make things perfect. And a lot of times people will say it's because I want to be more professional. I want to present myself as a professional that can do everything and not somebody that's putting out this stuff that's not even good or polished or worth anything. And what we have to realize is even by saying those words, perfectionism is usually coming from a place of insecurity. Okay? True confidence is actually from putting yourself out there regardless. Maybe you're even failing and just going on and moving forward and plowing through. Okay? And that's real confidence, and that's where you're going to gain a lot of momentum, and that's where you're going to see a lot of success in your business is by living in that space. Whereas perfectionism over here usually is this psychological thing where we continuously make excuses as to why we need to put off actually putting something out there, presenting something to the market. Maybe you're creating a course, maybe you're creating an ebook, whatever you might be creating, and you constantly put it off and you take 10 times longer than you should. And then at the end, you're confused. Oh, nobody's even buying this thing. Because that's not how things become quote unquote perfect, is just by staying in your own little kind of bubble and trying to work on it continuously for weeks and weeks and weeks for it to hopefully become perfect. That's how we think it works, but it's not. All right, and I'm going to explain more in a second. So I want you to start thinking perfectionism is something that's coming from insecurity, and instead we should focus on progress. And where does progress live? So progress is an evolutionary process. It's not a linear process. Because in how we think with perfectionism and how our mind works is we think it's a straight line and then like this is time, right? And so we're continuously going across this line and then somewhere way over here, somehow things are perfect. Right? And that's how we think that works. But true progress in your business and how things actually become better and better with time is by actually working through it in an evolutionary process. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you put the stuff out there, right? And you implement, and then you get feedback from the market here. And so then you work on it again. And then you go through this process and it's cyclical. Right? And you go through this process over and over and over, and this is time, and then you'll find you've got an amazing, amazing product, right? Or your marketing keeps getting better and better and better, or those Instagram posts that you were so nervous about making perfect, they suddenly start becoming like really great magnets for clients just because you're actually just doing. All right? And so what you have to realize here is that putting an emphasis on perfectionism and trying to make things better oftentimes won't make things better as just the practice of doing. Action is how we actually progress. It's how we make things better instead of sitting, thinking, trying to tweak things based on our own ideas. But instead, in business, it's best to actually put it out there, test it, see if it works, see how people like it, and then improve it. So now I want to talk to you about how I got myself out of this pattern. So first, I started realizing what I just explained to you. And then next, I actually got myself out a little sticky note that said, trust yourself. Like I wrote down, trust yourself, just do it. And so anytime I came across a point that I found that I was hesitating, right? I was hesitating from doing something, or I was hesitating thinking, oh, maybe that wouldn't work out very well. Maybe I need to work on this a little bit better. Maybe I need to change this around. Maybe I need to do this. I instead would look at the sticky note, see that it said to just do it, and I would just put it out there. And I've had some of my best, like different marketing tactics, all kinds of different things come from just actually putting it out there in the market rather than waiting back and thinking that it has to be at some like perfectionism point before I can actually put myself out there. Right? That's coming from a place of insecurity where like, what do people think of me? Instead of, I need to put this out there because people might need it and I can make it better and they will give me what they need. They'll tell me what I need to do to make it better. Okay? And that's how you're going to come up with an amazing, amazing product. All right, so I want to sum up my last thoughts on perfectionism and how you can finally crush the habit. You have to first frame perfectionism in your mind as something that is bad. Right? You can no longer see this as a helpful skill that's helped you get through whatever you think it's helped you with in your business, right? It will not help you. It will keep you stuck. It'll keep you moving at a much slower pace than other people. Instead, what we want to think is, how can we learn through messy action? And I've seen with my own students that the ones who take crazy messy action, even when they're unsure if this is the right thing, they manage to get lots of clients. And then I have other clients where they're like, is this okay, Natalie? And they like think about it and they overanalyze every tiny little thing. And then they want to rework it. And then they want to like change their niche. And then they want to do all this different stuff. And what's happening is it's just preventing them from being successful. Keeps them stuck. They're not moving forward as fast. Then they're like, why are other people getting clients and I'm not getting clients? Perfectionism is beat through action. And that means that every single time that you feel queasy, you should go ahead and do it. It probably means that you're on to something. It probably means that you should go ahead and follow through rather than retract back. Okay? Because we're getting ourselves out of that comfort zone of perfectionism, and anything new is always going to feel scary. Okay? And what I want you to think about is, in perfectionism, in this little box that we put ourselves in, a lot of times what we do is we just kind of dip our toes in the water, right? And we're like, I don't know how I feel about this, right? And the people who have the most success are the ones that fully cannonball into the water. And the scariest part is always just the jumping part. But then after you're in it, it's not that bad. It's just not that bad, right? All right, everybody, I hope this video helped you. Comment below what you want me to talk about next, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video because I put new videos just like this one every single Friday.